Assalamualaikum and good morning to Dr. Shiba and friends. First of all, let me introduce our groupmate from this group, is Ifan, Husnul and Shazlan. Climate change and adaptation in Cambodia. There is our title. The question is how climate change affect food production and food security in Asia. Climate change impact on temperature and precipitation will affect food production and food security in various ways in specific areas throughout this diverse region. Climate change will have generally negative impact on crop production in Asia, specifically in Cambodia, but with diverse possible outcomes. Our first issue is rising temperature. So we suggest Cambodia government to make a strategies, adaptation strategies and practice in Asia, and there is a new information for West Central Asia. There are also more crop specific and country specific adaptation options available. Farmers have been adapting to climate risk for generations. Indigenous and local adaptation strategies have been documented for Southeast Asia and could be used as a basic future climate adaptation. Crop breeding for high temperature conditions is promising option for climate change adaptation in Asia. Our second issue is flood risk and associated human and materials losses are heavily concentrated in Cambodia. So, strategies for government as a UN report estimate that about two-thirds of 8 trillion needed for infrastructure investment in Asia and Pacific between 2010 and 2020 will be in the form of new infrastructure which create tremendous opportunity, design finance and manage more sustainable infrastructure. Adaptation measures that offer no-regret solutions are proposed for developing countries, where basic urban infrastructure is often absent, leaving room for action that both increase immediate well-being and reduce vulnerability to future climate change. The role of urban planning and urban planner in adaptation to climate change impact have been emphasized. The focus on solely abating through physical infrastructure in urban areas requires competitive adaptation planning, management, government, and institutional adjustment to be able to deal with the uncertainty and unprecedented challenge implied by climate change.
I will continue to the third issues. Floods result on decreased drinking water quality in Cambodia. We came up with strategies. Disaster preparedness on a local community level could include a combination of indigenous coping strategies, early warning systems, and adaptive measures. Heat warning systems have been successful in preventing deaths among risk groups in Shanghai. Early warning models have been developed for heat exposure from wildfires, for example, Thailand, and are being tested in infectious disease prevention and vector control programs as for malaria in Bhutan and Iran, or are being developed as for dengue fever region-wide. For fourth issues, floods, droughts, and changes in seasonal rainfall patterns are expected to negatively impact crop yields, food security, and livelihoods in vulnerable areas. We propose these strategies, which is climate resilient livelihoods, can be fostered through the creation of bundles of capitals, natural, physical, human, financial, and social capital, and poverty eradication. Great emphasis on agricultural growth has been suggested as an effective means of reducing rural poverty. Bundled approach are known to facilitate better adaptation than individual adaptation options. Community-based approaches have been suggested to identify adaptation options that address poverty and livelihoods, as these techniques help capture information at the grassroots and help integration of disaster risk reduction, development, and climate change adaptation, connect local communities and outsiders, address the location-specific nature of adaptation, help facilitate community learning processes, and help design location-specific solutions. Some groups can become more vulnerable to change after being locked into specialized livelihood patterns, as with fish farmers in India. We hope that Cambodia government would consider this approach and strategies in the near future. Thank you very much.